Hi, I'm Todd Miller with Control4. I'm the Director of Training here. Today we're going to talk about the Control4 Panasonic phone integration. Now, out of the box, the Panasonic phone system does a whole lot that can help benefit your customer. It has whole house paging, intercom. You can lock out children from dialing out inappropriate numbers. You can do all kinds of things just out of the box with that system. But I want to show you what you can do when you introduce it to the Control4 environment. Now, those of you that are Control4 dealers already know that we have a little list that controls the system. The list is available on a list navigator device like a remote. On the remote, the list comes up where you can choose to watch a movie, listen to music, change the temperature in the house, just by using the up, down, left, right, and select menus. On a phone, you can do the same or similar things as you can on the list here that you see on the remote control. We'll show you how to do that in a moment. The first phone that we're talking about is a digital phone that allows you to access the Control4 List Navigator functions on the display you see up here. In this case, we programmed the 12 button to bring up the List Navigator function. Once the List Navigator function is up on the display, you use the 2, 4, 8, and 6 keypad buttons to navigate the List Navigator. The 2 key goes up, the 8 key makes it go down, 4 key goes left, 6 key goes right, and the 5 key is your enter or select function. You may be tempted to use the silver navigation button for your left, right, up, down, and enter selections. Within the Control4 navigation menu, though, you need to use the 2, 4, 8, 6, and 5 buttons on the phone. We're very excited about the integration between the Panasonic phone system and Control4. As you can see from the list menu there, everything that you get on the two-way remote control also shows up on the Panasonic display. For an example, if you want to change the light level in a room, you use the 8 button to scroll down to lights, and then you can use the 5 to select the lighting menu. Then here you can select to execute a lighting scene or control an individual light load by using the up and down keys. Here I've selected the theater can, the front row of lightings. To select that, I'm pressing the 5, and then I can adjust the light level using the 8 to go down or the 2 to go up. Once it's at a level that I'm happy with, I can back out of this menu using the 4. Every time you press the 4 button, it backs you out one menu until you're back at the home page. All 24 buttons on this phone are programmable within the Control4 environment. You can make them shortcut buttons to do anything you'd like. For example, if your daughter watches Disney Channel every day, you can assign button 24 to turn everything on that needs to go on to play the Disney Channel in her bedroom. You can assign 23 to cycle through your playlists. In this case, I've assigned button 10 to show for 10 seconds on the display the current weather information from the WeatherBug service. It will hold there for 10 seconds, and then it will disappear after 10 seconds. You could just as easily assign the 10 to toggle that on or off anytime. Each of these 24 buttons has a red or a green LED that you can use to indicate status of certain events or things going on in your home. For example, you might have your doors being monitored. In this case, we have a door being monitored, and when it's opened, we have button 10 lighting up as green, and we also have a message on our system that would show on the display that the front door is open. You can choose to have this message stay on for a predetermined length of time, or a button press can clear it. If you need more status indicators or more buttons, a sidecar attachment fits right here to give you 12 additional programmable buttons. Let's say we want to watch a video. I'm pressing the 12 to bring up the Control4 menu. Then I'm using the 8 to go down to videos, using the 5 to select the video. I'll browse my videos. I'm going to browse them all, and I want to play across the universe. So I'll use 5 to select that. Once I select it, I can actually hear my gear, like my television and my receiver, clicking on, the power goes to them, and the video plays in just a moment. Now, while the video is playing, or while music is playing, if you want volume control, the 2 is volume up, the 8 is volume down. If you want transport control over the video, you can get to that menu by pressing, in this case, I've assigned the 11 button to do that. And now the keys along the top here reflect turning the room off, muting, pause. Okay, we can skip forward here by pressing that, and it should skip forward to the next chapter in our video and hit play. It'll pause to buffer for a moment and start playing the video. You can do skip forward again, and it will skip forward a predetermined amount of space, and we're into the movie at this point. You can get to turning the room off or turning everything off just by using the key on the right and then pressing the off button. Again, volume control was 2 for volume up, 8 for volume down. To get to the main menu again, you can hit 12. That'll take you right back to the main Control4 menu. If you want to get to the phone menu, hit 12 again, and you're back to the regular phone menu. This is the NT366 Voice over IP phone. It offers a few features and enhancements over the digital phone. For example, you can name in the software right here what these buttons do. You also are not limited to just 12 buttons. The next page button will take you through several screens. You can see you have up to 48 buttons that you can program right here on the phone. Now the cool thing about the Voice over IP is this phone does not need to reside in the same house as the system. In fact, this phone can be in a remote location, and you can use this very phone to control your Control4 system in another city. That's awesome. Pressing the Control4 button brings up the list navigator on the display. Once you're in the main menu, just like on the other phones, to scroll down through the menu, use the 8 and the 2 to go up and down, use the 4 and the 6 to go left and right, and use the 5 to select. In addition to the wired phones, Panasonic has selections for wireless. This is the KXTD7696, and here's the KXTD7695. Both phones have the same basic functionality. This one's a little more ruggedized for those demanding environments you might be doing your installations in. Now, to access the Control4 menu on these phones, you program a 3-digit code. In this case, we've programmed 444. To access the menu, you would press the green button, then 444, then the red button. A moment later, the Control4 List Navigator function comes up. Now you can navigate it using 2 methods. You can, similar to the wired phones, use 2, 8, 4, 6, and 5 as your navigation scheme for up, down, left, right, and select. Or you can use the jog dial here to do the same kind of functions. So if I wanted to go to my lights, I can use down and then over to the right, and it will get me into the lighting menu. If I wanted to select a specific light, I can actually see that this light is on at 80%. One of the cool things you can do with any of the phones is say, press the 4, and it'll take the light down to 40%. Press the 8, I'm back up to 80% where I was. If you want to get back out of the menu, you can simply hit the left arrow here, or left on the jog dial, and you're back to where you were. Hit the left again, and you're back to the main menu. All of the other options that you're used to seeing on the other phones are here as well to select from. If you're playing a video and you want to do volume control, or you want to do play, pause, or stop control, to get into that menu, you simply press the green button, then you would hit, in our case we programmed 555, and then the red button, and this gets us into the system where it will show if there's media playing, you'll see the media, you'll have your off, your play, pause, and so on, and you'll have your 2 for volume up and your 8 for volume down. To get back to the main menu on the phone, you can hit the red button. This is the KXTD 7695. It's the little brother to the 7696, but it includes all the same functionality as the larger phone. To get to the Control4 menu, on this phone you also press green, then you press the 4 button 3 times, and the red button brings you into the same Control4 menu as on the other devices. It also includes the jog dial functionality as well, where you can do up, down, left, right, and so on to get into the menus. There's really no difference between how the Control4 system interacts with the 7695 versus the 7696. I hope you found this video helpful. For more information on Panasonic phone systems or Control4 smart home automation, click on control4.com.